Gargoyles volcanoes can be really dangerous for any builds. You can spawn it directly under character. So any build, melee or range, can get a lot of damage and die. Damage deals instantly, and the best way to defend is to use Ether Crystal. He deals a lot of physical damage and health reduction damage. This resists are very hard to stack. Morgoneth is a very dangerous opponent against ranged and spellcaster builds that play on a range distance. His slam attacks and range attacks reduces resists and defense of a player. Together to health reduction damage and freeze, he can one-shoot a tiny low health character. Less dangerous against melee builds, because of less use of ranged attacks. Use this potions if you're not sure that your build is able to kill it without difficulties. Alexander uses a lot of ether damage and reduces defenses a lot. Any character with low defense should avoid his meteor attack. It deals around 5k of damage and with crit attack can one-shoot character. Now imagine yourself chilling under this meteor on hardcore. It's a single target attack that sometimes drops randomly. Use this to get less damage. This is one of the most dangerous champion bosses. His melee attack can freeze solid and you will be not able to attack or use any cast. This boss has a huge AoE attack with a lighting damage and heavy defense reduction that can cause crits. Kravel has few very dangerous mechanics, summons a lot of monsters, casts Blizzard, and the whole arena is a very small, that reduces mobility a lot. One of the dangerous and challenging bosses, but absolutely useless for completing campaign. Magus spawn randomly by a pair. They have few variations that has a difference in a damage type they use. They all use heavy resist reduction, and sometimes you can have a roll of a pair that will reduce your weakest resist, and you can die easily. If you lack of resist, use all resist potions in a battle with them. Father Kaiman is a heavy fire damage boss. Especially he can cast attacks that cause burn damage. If your character has low fire resists, you will get extra damage, and sometimes his leap attack can kill with already stacked burn damage. Good health regeneration can help make life much more easier. And a bonus, here is a few tips about Superbosses on hardcore. They are not in main top because all of them are very specific and beyond basic balance. For many builds it's a 100% suicide to try it solo. So what you should know, they all deal a lot of physical damage in 2 or 3 times bigger than any other game boss. They have huge resist reduction, especially to rare resists like physical. They all hard for melee builds, less for caster or pet builds, but that doesn't mean they're easy. Fight with them requires total management of your defensive skill cooldowns and full support of all defensive potions. They all have huge defense and health regeneration, and at 50% of their life getting extra damage boost. If you are not a pro in game mechanics, better to watch few tutorials before you go on them on hardcore.